stack of books that reached my chin, a 40-something woman with sleek black hair, one of our regulars, rapped on the front door, which I'd propped open. I love crisp, fresh air. She wiggled her fingers. "Jenna, are you ready for a few customers?" It was almost 9. "Sure." "Can you help us?" She and 2 friends made a beeline for the paleo diet section of books. I followed. "Paleo," she said matter-of-factly. "Can you explain the regime to us?" Although it wasn't my preferred way to eat, I savored carbs. I knew the basics. Paleo involved eating the way cavemen did, which meant consuming only things we could hunt, fish, or farm. Sugar-packed cereal and pasta made with white flour were out. P.S. I really like fettuccine Alfredo. "We're confused, then," she said when I finished speaking. "How can this be right?" She held up the Paleo Chocolate Lover's Cookbook, 80 gluten-free treats for breakfast and dessert. The woman's forehead and eyes were pinched with concern. "I thought you said sweets were out." I smiled, having wondered the same thing. With a little research, I'd made sense of the notion. None of the recipes include gluten, grain, or dairy. The author, a popular cooking blogger, has created many of the recipes using coconut or ground nuts. With the help of the herbal sweetener stevia, she shows you how to keep the honey and coconut sugar, her preferred sugars, to a minimum. Ooh, I get it. By the way, I added, I've heard the chocolate pie with raw graham cracker crust is to die for. Bailey tore into the shop and skidded on her wedged heels, almost taking down our customers and me. "Sorry." "Excuse me," I said to the ladies. Juggling my pile of books, I scooted Bailey around a stand of bookshelves and whispered, "What's gotten into you?" "I did it." "Did what?" Bailey fluffed her fringed hair and batted her baby blues. "As head of the Chocolate Cookbook Club, I declared we are going to celebrate the entire month of February by purchasing a new chocolate-themed cookbook each week. The book club meets on the first Thursday of every month. I've contacted all 30 members and everybody is on board. Do the math. Ka-ching!" She mimed opening a cash register, then grabbed me by the shoulders, her hands barely able to reach me because of the books I held. I forced myself not to laugh. She was, after all, at a disadvantage, being shorter than I was by almost a foot. At 5'8", I stood taller than most women I knew. Bailey shimmied me. "Come on, girlfriend, do a happy dance with me." My hair bounced around my shoulders. My tower of books teetered. "Cut it out." "Not until you dance." I shuffled my feet. "Look, Ma, I'm dancing." "You call that dancing?" "Let me go." Bailey giggled but obeyed. "Get this. I talked them into buying Coco's latest cookbook first. Sweet sensations, all things chocolate, from the delicious to the fantabulous." Coco Chastain was one of Bailey's and my good friends. We had known her since high school, although at the time we didn't hang out. Bailey was in the popular girl group. I floated between the studious and theater group. Coco was part of the art crowd. Now she was a local chocolatier who owned Sweet Sensations, a delectable candy store. I couldn't walk by the place without stopping to inhale. Coco, a lusty woman with a curvaceous figure, had been engaged once, but her fiancé left her for a younger, skinnier woman. Boring, as Coco would say. I glanced over my shoulder at my customers. They didn't seem to mind that Bailey was distracting me. "Go on," I said. "I asked Coco to speak to the group," Bailey said. "She jumped at the chance. She even offered to invite Alison." Alison Foodie, a successful independent publisher in San Francisco who specialized in cookbooks and related nonfiction, was Coco's publisher. We carried a few of Foodie Publishing's titles on our shelves. Foodie was Alison's real surname, Scottish in origin, and not a fictitious name for her business. She originated from Crystal Cove, too. In fact, her family lineage, which was colorful to say the least, dated back to the first settlers. However, up until a couple of years ago, I had never met her. Neither had Coco. Alison was a few years older than we were. Bailey had brought us all together. Bailey and Alison met at a businesswomen's retreat. When they realized they came from the same town, they became fast friends. Small